I have a bone to pick with TikTok. I don't think they want creators making any money. Let's talk about it. So, if you know me, which you probably don't, I recently got to 20,000 follows on TikTok under the @the Brian Moran channel. That is where I do my wrestling reactions and mostly just that. It was other stuff at the beginning, but now it's really just wrestling reactions. So, what happens is, and I'm just going to give you a brief overview and then we're going to go into like the details of it, okay? What happens is you can post as many videos as you want. All right. They have some criteria for what they like consider low quality. And they put in the split screen reacts is just flat out considered low quality now. Okay. That doesn't even matter. Even though that's there, that doesn't even matter, but it's there for a reason. We'll get into all this later. Okay. So they only target your highest earning videos. Let's look at it. So this is where we start. I have this video. AJ Lee returns to WWE in Chicago. This video got over 4.2 million views. And I was really excited for that. I was hoping maybe we'll get like a CPM of maybe 30 cents and I'll walk away with like 1,200 bucks. I was really excited for that concept. It came back on the first day that, well, actually, it wasn't even on the first day. I posted this on Friday night. It didn't update Saturday. It updated like midday Sunday, and it only counted the first like 500,000 views. But in doing so, it only recorded a RPM of 0.02. Now, this picture is from Monday morning, where it updated to factor in 3.4 million views, only qualifying 862,000 of them with an RPM of 3 cents. Even still, I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to walk out of this with like 200 bucks. I was still like happy to get something. And then today, this morning, they hit me with the disqualified. Let's look at the reason. Okay, it says low quality. Low quality reaction content is not eligible for rewards. Reaction videos that lack relevance, meaningful narrative, or include reaction content copied from someone else is considered low quality content. You are encouraged to express yourself through relevant content in reaction videos. You ever get those videos on your feed where it's like Temple Run or some random game being played, and then there's like a clip of somebody else's channel, like somebody stitched their gameplay onto an actual meaningful video and then put it out into the world? That's what this is for. Okay, that's what the low quality, this one in particular, is for. Now, they also put that split screen one that I mentioned a minute ago also for that. So this is for those kinds of people. Now, I didn't just post nonsense. I didn't even just post a reaction. When I make these videos, the majority of the time, and I will say until I got my first like community strike on it, I wasn't doing it as well as I'm doing it now, but I took their criticism to heart basically. And now I make sure I am adding commentary to a level where it's like, this video is mine. These people are coming to see my video. They're coming to see me talk about it for a reason. I don't serve as a market replacement for the original content, but they could still choose to go watch that if they want to, but they came to me instead. The best way for me to highlight that to you is to go to my analytics page and open up the watched full video percentage. It says 16.3% watched the full video. 16.3% of 4.2 million views. Let's just 672,000 people watched the entire video, all 2 minutes and change of it. Let's actually bring that up quick.
I think he could.
Oh, look at that. 2 minutes and 3 seconds. That's a lot of people to watch that much of a video. Okay. So 2 minutes, over 2 minutes, 16.3%. But we go back to my pictures that I have taken and ready to go, but it's telling me it's low quality. 16% of people who saw this video, 600,000 people, would not have stayed to watch if it was low quality. And that is basically what I said in my appeal. Let's read through that. Please manually watch the video. I add relevance, meaningful narrative, and do not include anything copied from anyone else. Caveat there, it is a fair use reaction video, and that would be a copyright dispute, not a low quality dispute. Just throwing that out there before you think, oh, you can't, react to stuff anyway. This is a different thing. If I got a copyright strike from WWE, I would accept it. I would shut my mouth. I wouldn't say two words about it because it would be 100% deserved. But, they air us on TV as part of their, the best reactions get shown on the Raw and SmackDown sometimes. So, they obviously don't mind that we do it. Anyway, plus the company uses our reactions on their programming and has been doing it for many months. They actively want us to do this. This is my own fair use creation that at least 16% of viewers thought was good enough to watch all the way through when they could have watched it from the official source but didn't. To them, it was meaningful. And most importantly, not approved. About an hour and a half later, it got kicked back as not approved. Okay, so why am I talking about this? Why did I open this video by saying TikTok doesn't want you to make any money? Let's get into it. So some of these other videos here, you see 30 cents, nothing, 19 cents, $3, $4, $1.67. Then we got one over here, 33.73, 5.24. Okay, the difference between these videos and the one I'm talking about, the one that got disqualified, is the amount of money it was set to make. I had a video in July, I'm sorry. I had a video in July that was doing great. It was doing like 200,000 views. It had something like a 40-cent RPM. It was doing great. That one got disqualified too for the same reason. And I appealed it in pretty much the same way, but it got rejected. The thing that's similar between that video and this new rejected video, disqualified video, sorry, that they were going to make a lot of money. As you can see from these pictures, that's why I showed so many videos, even for them being exactly the same and making no money, is to highlight that they're exactly the same. Not like literally in content, but they are the same structure. Every one of these videos is filmed in the same way. You have me on top and the content on the bottom. It's not just reaction. I don't just do reaction. I do commentary. I'm trying to basically practice to be Michael Cole, if you know what I'm talking about there. If you don't, then whatever. The point is I'm not just reacting to what's happening. I am adding significant context to what we're seeing there. I'm talking about it as if someone was sitting right next to me who didn't know anything about the program. I'm basically explaining what you're seeing and why it's important. Okay, the same way the commentators do. So that's why I don't personally think this is a fair disqualification. At the end of the day, I've submitted my appeal. My appeal was rejected. There is no second appeal. So let's have a look at this real quick. I don't remember why I included this screenshot. Oh, standard reward versus additional reward. We'll maybe cover that later. Let's just forget about that one for now. But anyway, my point is, if you get a lot of views, TikTok's going to be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't. Let's actually scroll back for a minute. This one was a Randy Orton Jelly Roll segment. And I can't see monetization stuff anymore, especially for videos that have been disqualified. It was... Ooh, I'm not going to find it now. Sometimes it doesn't like to load. All right. Unfortunately, I can't... I think it was this one. Yeah, 147,000. It was this one. This was one of them. And this one got disqualified too. Only 5% of people watch the whole thing. But you know what? The difference between it and the video surrounding it are how many views it got. Let's actually pull up a screenshot. I'm sorry, I actually need to fact check myself on that. The video I showed you did get a payout of 66.46. It was the one next to it. This one had 150K and it had a much higher RPM than the other one. And the additional was going to be like $300. And I don't know how they measure that because there's no real information, but you can see the RPM on this one has to be abysmal because only $1.30 from the RPM and the rest is additional. That's the same thing that was happening in the next video, but the next one was going to be hundreds of dollars. So I think maybe once you hit 100, 150, some number, they come manually look at your video, and that's when they decide whether to cut its head off or not. Which means if you're someone like me in the space that I'm in and you do the kind of videos that I do, like the reaction videos, you have no chance of making any real money. You definitely don't have a chance of making like sustainable living money, because if you do have a video that pops off, they are willing to cut your head off for it. 4.2 million views. I've never done this before. I've been doing this since last August. I have 1,181 videos. This is the first one to break a million on its own. Let's actually sort by views. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next highest one was 600K, and that was from before I was monetized. And even if it wasn't, videos under 1 minute aren't considered for monetization anyway. Only videos over a minute can be considered. This is a 2-minute video with over 4 million views, with 45,000 hours of watch time. And they cut its head off after it was going to make more than $100. And I say all this to tell you, if you're planning on doing something on TikTok, read all their guidelines. There's nothing I can really do to change this, because they're not even citing the part of it that says you can't do split screen. I'm actually going to pull that up too. TikTok low quality content. Let's see. No, not that one. Let me pause to find it. Okay, what's funny is I've been looking for like 20 minutes now and I can't find it. They updated their community guidelines. They released an update on August 14th that took effect on September 13th. The text block that I was looking for no longer exists. So to even like show you why that happened, like the reason that they showed in this screenshot doesn't exist anymore. So I'm still trying to find it. I'll give it like 2 more minutes. No, there's no text included in any of their stuff anymore regarding split screen or reaction content. It's all gone. Yet I was still community guidelines stricken for exactly that. Oh, that's so stupid. Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, the low quality, it's mentioned briefly, like in passing. Yeah, it's mentioned right here, but now it's not defined. I looked everywhere. It is not defined now. Nine results for low quality. No. We'll go into this just for a second. It talks about high quality. Definitely talks about high quality to a great degree. And no, this is the same page. And then it glosses over what low quality might even be. That's so stupid. Anyway, the things that I do. Oh, hold on. Yeah, so you could make an argument that it's this, but that's not what they said. It wasn't a duet or a stitch. It doesn't show any watermarks. It wasn't copied completely. It wasn't a slight modification. It was a huge modification with fair use context. Nope. 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 Yeah. Okay. So all of their text about why it was taken away or disqualified, it doesn't even exist anymore. All right. That's a whole different story. The problem is it's already been disqualified. I already appealed it based on that information being there, and it was already not approved. So whatever couple of $100 I was going to get is gone, and they basically selectively enforce, it's like the same deal as Twitch. The overlords come down, they look at you, they decide, hey, you're making too much money on this video in particular, better shut it down. And I cannot express enough how similar the video that got disqualified with is. I can't even talk. I'm so fucking. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to swear. I'm so angry now. Okay, I'm getting a little heated talking about this. How they decide this video that's only going to make $66 versus this one that was going to make a couple hundreds, even though not only do they happen within minutes of each other. It is the same style of me talking about what's happening and giving context to it. It is the exact same style. How do they look at both and decide this one should be disqualified and this one shouldn't? The more I think about it, I don't think it has to do with a financial bonus because this video wasn't going to make money anyway. This didn't have the views to make video. Views to make video. Man, I am losing my brain right now. The views to make money. Let me grab it. This video would have maybe made $5. So it's not a matter of how much money a video is going to make. They just decide sometimes to hit you with a violation. So let me summarize my point here. If you're planning to start creating on TikTok and you're going to get into the creator rewards program and you're really excited for it, they are going to find a way to smite you down. Between all their different vaguely worded community guidelines and everything else, like they just don't want you to make money, because of course they don't. Like their whole job is to not pay you, right? They want to take in all the ad money they can and give none of it back out, which is fine. I understand, but I guess there's just certain types of content that they favor over others. Once again, I can't state this enough. If this was a copyright violation, if this said it was not approved because of copyright, if this initial violation was because of copyright, I get it, 100%. I'll shut my mouth. I say nothing. But low quality, eat me, TikTok. Eat me. You know, I started this video with a hypothesis that they just want to strike down your highest earning videos, but I ended it. We went through a journey together. I ended it thinking maybe they just don't want you making money at all on any of your videos. So they'll randomly strike some of your videos to make it so your whole channel gets demonetized, which, by the way, we didn't talk about this yet. If you get 5 violations in a 30-day period, you are kicked out of the program until all 5 of those fall off. So if I were to get 5 violations today on September 9th, or let's say I would get 1 today, 1 tomorrow, 1 the next day, and the final one on September 30th, all right? I couldn't re-enter the program until October 30th when all 5 of them fell off. So it is like a revolving period. Now, if you make it to, let's say, if I didn't get a violation on the 30th, I got my next one on October 10th, well, the one from today, September 9th, would have fallen off, and I'll still only have 4 in that revolving period. Okay, that's really cool. Other websites where if you get, demonetized, they keep you demonetized forever. So that is something. But just looking at this, looking at all the things I put together and like what I've gone through, like I went through such a roller coaster because it started by not updating and then it started going up. It got to like $80 and then it went up to, I think it was like 192 this morning before it got disqualified. Then of course it got disqualified, which leaves me back down to the 2586 that you saw a couple of times. And that 2586 is from all the other videos I have over the last month adding up to that. So that one video was the bulk of it, but the 25 is just, the remainder of them. I have another video, the one that came out right after the disqualified one. And it's funny because it says insufficient views right now, but it has over 100,000. I don't know if I can pull that up real quick on the studio. So there, oh, I didn't want to do that. Let's sort by created on. And that would be the opposite way. Okay, it has 124,000. That's this one right here. AJ Lee goes after Becky Lynch. And then over in the picture, it says insufficient views because it hasn't factored them in yet at all. I expect that one to get disqualified as well. The one right before it has enough views, and it also hasn't been updated because in the picture you can see that it's set to get no money at all, and there just is no RPM of 0. You know what I mean? Like they're going to give you something for it. I think it's going to disqualify all of them. All the ones that it could pay me out on, it's going to disqualify them because I have drawn the Eye of Sauron. I don't know. I was already kicked out of the program once, so basically I'm already, worried about the whole thing. There's nothing I can do. At the end of the day, like whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And I just got to hope that my presence, not just here on TikTok, but I can expand my presence to YouTube where they explicitly allow reaction content. So I'm not going to get paid as much because I don't have as big of a reach on YouTube. This channel that I'm posting this video on, 22 subscribers. Can't use my other channel. Talk about that a different day. But we're starting from the ground up here. So if you're seeing this video when I still have under 100 subscribers, thank you for being here. We will do more wrestling stuff. We'll talk more about, how TikTok's out to get me. No, we'll do other kinds of videos. I just wanted to make this and go on a little rant because I know there's people out there really excited to get into the creator program. And I got to tell you, I was devastated when I got kicked out like 6 days later. And I think I'm on track to get kicked out again, probably by the end of the week, because the Jimmy Uso video is going to get a disqualification. The next AJ one's going to get a disqualification. And then the two that I posted last night are along the same lines, except this one is much longer. So it's going to be eligible for a higher additional reward. I expect that one to get kicked out too, or disqualified as well. So once that happens, maybe I'll update in the comments or something. But yeah, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Welcome to the Brian Moran channel on YouTube. And if you're not following me on TikTok, I post the longer clips there because if you post them here on YouTube, you will get a copyright strike or the video just blocked worldwide. So longer clips on TikTok, shorter clips on YouTube. Let's get it.